got to tell me when to go.
Go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, I want to thank all of you all for taking the time to pay attention to this video. Just wanted to let you know, we're going to show in front of you right now the Senate bill for Mr. Bradley Christopher Stark and for the relief that was granted by Congress after the bill was passed. As we told you, initially this bill went through and President Obama vetoed it. The bill went back before the Senate. The Senate, realizing after it passed their Judiciary Committee the first time, went back and it was put before the Judiciary Committee again. And it passed with an overwhelming majority, 2/3 majority, which is required for passing a bill. I want all of you to pay attention because I wasn't told this at first. I was under the impression that it was just a bill, even though I knew about this. Now we're going to show you the law that was passed. This private law does not apply to anyone else but the people who are listed. Now, if you will notice, if you will go through the law, we put it up on the internet for everybody, and I'm believing that's what pissed a lot of the agencies off. This particular law is what happened when the Senate overrode the veto with a 2/3 majority. The bill became law, received its own number. There was a 60-day enactment clause, so they had to wait 60 days before the law became law in respect to those individuals. That is now the law when applied to those individuals. It has nothing to do with arbitration anymore because they've already deemed that the arbitration to be valid. They already deemed that the arbitrator did their job. They already deemed that pay attention, those of you who haven't been paying attention, they already deemed that the incarceration contract was a legitimate document. The courts have no say-so. It has already been decided. Now, I said the law does not apply to anyone else. Absolutely right. But the principles and the conclusions of Congress respecting that law does apply to everyone else. Everybody who's doing an incarceration contract, by all means, you use congressional findings under section number 2. It says that the contract was binding, enforceable, irrevocable, and valid. That is 9 U.S.C. section 2 that they were quoting when they did that. The second thing, it said that the Attorney General had the power to act on behalf of the United States. So when the Attorney General ignored that contract and they ignored yours, they have no say-so. Now they are bound under the terms of that agreement. Okay, you must use the law. So what we're going to do is we're going to add these two documents back up. You want to highlight that the Senate bill, now when you contact the government printing office, they'll say that the bill doesn't exist. They'll say that it never happened. That's a lie. Too many people, too many senators' names are signed on that bill. I remember it passed both the House and the Senate with an overwhelming majority, a 2/3 majority. Too many names are on that bill. Too many people are associated with it. Then you got Barack Obama vetoing it the first time and then signing it the second time. Okay, too many hearings were held respecting that bill. There were the Judicial Committee. The Judicial Committee had the bill before them twice. It was read on the floor twice by Rand Paul. So, remember I did a video in 2018 and early 2019 where the government printing office claimed that the document was fraudulent? And I said, by all means, do an investigation. By all means, make that threat. Let's go. By all means, there are too many people associated with this. We need an investigation done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put that onus upon you all. Now, some of you guys are a little bit too gun-ho. We don't need, one of those mavericks, one of those individuals who's going to argue, scream, holler, cuss, and all that intelligent stuff. We're going to need somebody who knows how to communicate, knows how to talk, knows how to continue to call, continue to seek answers, continue to ask questions.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
The members of the Judiciary Committee for the year of 2014 are the ones that need to be contacted because they were a part of this. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, what we didn't tell you is one of the members of that group of individuals who were part of that contract went to Washington. They spoke with the secretary and liaison of one of the judicial committee members who wasn't willing to speak with him directly. And they wanted to talk about the bill. We don't care about no stupid bill. The bill doesn't mean anything. The bill is not even a law. The bill is not binding. No, we want to talk about the law because the law was enacted. Now, we told you that when Trump came in office, he vetoed it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Trump can't veto a law. He doesn't have the authority to veto a law. Nothing gives him the authority. That's separation of powers clause. Once a law has been passed, and according to the First Amendment, only Congress has the right to pass a law. So once a law has been passed, the president has no jurisdiction over that law. Only the Supreme Court can come in and claim the law was unconstitutional. But other than that, the president cannot sit up there and ignore a law passed by Congress. He is there to enforce the law. That's the president's job. So Trump could not veto the law even if he wanted to. What Trump vetoed were the amendments to the law. Now, he had the right to veto the amendments. He was completely within his powers to do that. And that would have to go back to Congress, and then they would have to override that. Well, that's not the case. Now, that simply did not happen. So this is me explaining to all of you that it is the law that you want to hang on to. It is the second section. It is findings of Congress. It's what you want to focus on, where they speak of the contract as to how binding it was. Sorry, they are doing their own thing here right now. Don't care that I'm on the phone. All right, so I wanted to bring this information to y'all's attention that law is law, respecting those individuals, but it is the congressional findings that all of you want to hinge on. Why? Because those congressional findings back up everything that you've been doing, everything that you've been hearing us do. It's all backed up by what Congress had to say. So we jumped on the bandwagon. Doesn't matter if they try to change the law now. Doesn't even matter if they try to make it retroactive. Okay? We're grandfathered in. And the reason why they can't make it retroactive, because they cannot impede the obligation of contract. So focus on that. Under the obligation of contract clause, that's part of the Constitution, government cannot impede the obligation of contract. They cannot interfere with a contract. They don't have the authority. There is no law that they can make to interfere with a contract. Now, how did they get around this? Well, they allowed the courts to determine whether a contract was valid or not. So the courts were sitting up there saying that this contract was good, this contract was no good. Okay, well, they don't have that authority under the Federal Arbitration Act. They don't have the authority to say whether a contract is valid or not because the contract says that only the arbitrator can make that determination. Now, then we have the Supreme Court. Can the Supreme Court now come and say, well, the courts can make the determination, even though the parties have said the arbitrator is the only person who can make such a determination? No, because the Supreme Court's decision was unanimous. Once that decision, a unanimous decision was made, the Supreme Court cannot come and overrule their own unanimous decision. Okay, that would make both decisions null and void, and they don't want to do that. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I bring this video to y'all's attention that we were right when we said, and we were right when we did what we did concerning arbitration, the Arbitration Act, and the contracts. So let somebody else tell you that the contracts are invalid. Let somebody else tell you that the arbitration process is invalid. You take that law, you slap them in the face, and unless you can prove by a preponderance of evidence to the contrary that this is not law, that this is not the case, that Congress did not have the authority to confirm that these things were what they were, then shut up. Because you don't have any jurisdiction. I know you all don't want to tell them to shut up, but I've been doing that. Now, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to be nice, be cordial, speak to them with intelligence, speak to them with some type of dignity, some type of respect. No matter whether they give you dignity, whether they give you respect, give them the courtesy so that things will work out well for you. The rest of you, we are still working through the courts because of Corona, because of this virus going through. And as I mentioned to most of you, this ain't it. This thing is going to get worse. So this ain't the end of it. Okay, this is just the beginning. It will get worse, and it will affect so many other people. So for the time being, uh, just be prepared. Just be prepared for things getting worse. So because of this going on, our access to the court is slowed, is delayed, but we have 6 appeals that are in court right now, and eventually we'll be taking it to the Supreme Court. All of the cases that we are made aware of, where individuals have gone for their confirmation of arbitration award and have been denied, we will be taking those, consolidating those, and going before the Supreme Court under consolidation. It is our hope to be able to get the attorney to go ahead and bring forth the issues, and we bring up the constitutional violations and so on and so forth. So we will be working at taking care of that. And again, those of you who have SAT packs, Q packs, all of that, go back and listen to the last 3 videos done before this one, and it explains all of that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, I just wanted to bring that information to you all's attention. The fact that things have been going on in the background that we hadn't been making you all aware of because we didn't want to step on our own feet. And
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
we didn't want people going out there and doing something intelligent. So we were able to complete what we needed to complete, brought the information to you, and now all you got to do is stand on your square. Okay? Because all of you Masons out there, y'all need to understand what's going on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, have a good day, have a good life, have a good night, have a good time, have a good bye.